to turn off the live to restart it.
Oh.
Um, okay. I know we're good.
There we go.
Yeah, everything's working now?
Yeah.
All right, good. Here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Blitz and Bricks. So today is Cinco de Mayo. That is true, and we are without one of our members of the show. So if you were watching last week, you would know this, but Turbo has been suspended for one game due to unsportsmanlike conduct. He will be back with us next week. But regarding Turbo being gone, we still have bets for you. We went ahead and posted them on all the social media stories today, as the games are a little bit earlier than normal today. We only have 2 tonight, and one of them tips off at 6 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and jump into talking about the slip right now, so anyone can get caught up. There's probably 8 minutes until tip-off. See what we got here. We got Cade Cunningham over 27.5 points. Cade just dropped 32 points on 10 out of 18 shots with 12 assists in Game 7 versus Orlando. He's been elite all postseason, and now he gets a chance against a Cleveland defense that just went 7 games with the Raptors. Line is set where he lives. He's gone over this number multiple times in this run. I'm feeling real good about this line on the slip. The odds are at minus 115. Then we're looking at the other side with Cleveland. We've got James Harden over 6.5 assists today. Through the first round, Harden has averaged 21 points, 5.2 rebounds, 6.7 assists, and 2 steals per contest. He's right on the line, averaging. We got a comment. Yo, tell Turbo probably if you need some bread. All right. That's literally Turbo. I can tell. He's right on the line, averaging 6.7 dimes in the playoffs. Now he gets a fresh matchup against Detroit's defense, which just came off a 7-game series with Orlando. In a close, competitive Game 1 atmosphere, Harden will be looking to orchestrate. Now, this one is not obviously a hammer, but it's a bit of a lean. Like I said, he's only averaging 6.7 assists through the postseason so far, but I like it a lot. I think in Game 1 against the 1 seed, you're going to want to really be setting up good shots. So I'm liking Harden today. Next, we have in the OKC versus LA game, we've got Lou Dort over 4.5 3-point attempts. Lou Dort is listed as a key role player for the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team built on spacing and ball movement. When OKC gets rolling offensively, Dort gets his look from deep. I think in the last 5 games, Dort's only missed this. Literally the last game of the last series. I think he had 2 3-point attempts. But every other game he's taken at least 6. So we're looking good there. I'm liking this. We got the odds at minus 110, and then we're going Marcus Smart over 12.5 points and rebounds. Smart has been on fire this postseason. Marcus Smart has been averaging 20 points, 7.5 assists, and 3 3-pointers through his first 2 playoff appearances. With Luka and Reeves banged up, Smart is averaging 17.5 points, 7.5 assists, 3.5 steals, and 2.5 boards in 34.8 minutes as he fills in a bigger role in the absence of Luka Doncic. I think points plus rebounds tonight combined at 12.5 is extremely reachable for a guy that's averaging 35 minutes a game and is looking like a go-to option. The odds on this one are negative 130. This is the best one that we've got on the lay. I think that today we are printing some money. That being said, let's go ahead and move on into the real meat and potatoes here. Ashton, you want to get us started off with some news?
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns quarterback room currently has 4 quarterbacks, which at least listed on ESPN in the depth chart. I'm sure they have more rotating on practice squad, mini camps, stuff like that.
Including
But
practice squad, I believe
there's
6.
6, yeah.
5 for
Taylor
sure.
Green doesn't count, by the way.
Taylor Green's on. He's on. Taylor Green is on the.
He's probably the
actual
best
roster.
person on the roster.
He is. I
I
would
think
say
he's
the
third
best.
string. I think he's third string right now above Gabriel.
He's listed on the depth chart over Dylan Gabriel already. Hasn't played a single down in the NFL yet. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
But Stephen A. said Deshaun Watson needs to retire if he loses the quarterback battle to Shador, and I completely agree.
I agree as well. You can't have that colorful of a career and then lose your job to a QB room full of a bunch of bums.
I mean, if he does end up losing the quarterback one, pick up that contract, but maybe some quarterback needy teams go after that.
Yeah, there's always Arizona and the Jets.
Yeah.
Both both teams in serious need for a real starting QB this year. Arizona with Jacoby Brissett holding out for a bigger contract. He's set to make what, $9 million this year as a starting quarterback. That number hasn't really been seen. That hasn't been
Who
seen
did Adam
since
Silver
the
play for
early
in the longest
2010s.
yard? That's who needs to pick up Deshaun Watson. Whoever Adam Silver played for in the longest yard. That's my take. But
Bailey Wood says Watson's going to start 2 games and look absolutely horrible. Yeah, that's kind of what happened 2 years ago when he played his last couple of football games.
When's the last time you played a good football game?
Good football
October. Oh, a good one.
I think when he was on the Texans.
Um,
I think when he was
Nah,
still...
he had the last game he had, like, the season he got injured. Well, I guess fuck.
no, it was terrible. He threw for 128 yards.
Didn't Deshaun in the was that 2023 or 2024?
He had a
2024
game
against the
like,
Bengals.
like the Ravens or the Titans as a Brown.
24 was his last season that he started a game, and I'm pretty sure he didn't throw a single pass over 15 yards, a completed pass over 15 yards in all of his starts. That's a real bad look. That's a real bad look.
Yeah,
but
he hasn't
Watson,
thrown for 300 yards since he played for the Texans.
Believe it or not, that's not
Yeesh.
the worst look about Deshaun Watson. So. But
Moving on. The Browns QB room is just, it's not a place that I'd want to be. You really got to give it to their fan base for being so loyal, because I mean that team has just been, how many does anybody know off the top of their head how many different QBs have started a game for the Cleveland Browns since the year of 2000?
Too many.
28.
Thank you, Hunter. 28 QBs.
Oh wait, I didn't even know that. I just guessed.
I'm pretty
Oh.
sure I think it's around 30. I remember seeing a guy who had a jersey that had every, instead of the number on the back, it was every single nameplate for every quarterback that started a game since 2000.
it started going down like past his pants.
Who knows, Jake? This might be a future trivia question for you.
Actually, since the 2000 season, it's 42.
42?
Jesus.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I thought it was just at 30. I thought Shador was like the 30th or something. That's even crazier.
Or no, it's 43. Shador is the 43rd.
Yeah,
Let's give a round of applause to every Cleveland Browns fan in existence since the year of 2000.
And what is it for
are-
the Packers? 3?
3, yeah, it's 3. No, it'd probably be, 3. Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre since 2000.
Well, I guess if you count Malik Willis and various
yeah.
backups throughout there, but
But that's just
Never
injuries.
forget
That's
Matt
not
Flynn's
that's
7
not a-
touchdown game.
a QB carousel.
jeez, man.
Yikes. In other news, we were looking earlier, Ashton and I, in regards to George Pickens. He has officially signed his franchise tag, and per Jeremy Fowler, he does not expect any further moves to be made. George Pickens will be staying in Dallas for the 2026 season. He doesn't expect any trades to come up out of this any longer. I think he was just gauging his trade market to see what value he had out there after a big season last year, but don't be afraid, Cowboys fans. George Pickens will be back, and he will be having another massive year this year, barring an injury to Dak Prescott. If we see a healthy Dak all year long, we will see another massive year out of both Pickens and CeeDee. I think if we get a healthy CeeDee this year, we'll see them both. I'd be happy to
A lot
see
of
it.
ifs.
That is a lot of ifs, but, I mean, well, with the health of the Dallas Cowboys, it's always an if. It's always an if. But that being said, I think George Pickens stays in Dallas for the long run. So this season, we have seen a record-breaking increase in cap this offseason as the 2025 season has ended. The cap space has increased a whopping, what was it, Ashton, 7.88 to 9.4%. A $22 million increase in cap. We are sitting now at $301 million, which is the first time the NFL cap space has ever hit $300 million. And they are looking to potentially raise this number even higher next season to maybe a $30 million increase, which that right there sounds like one of the years off Pickens' contract.
What you're telling me is that Drake May will be making $100 million a year here soon.
Very soon. Very soon, our King Drake May will be making a
Drake May that threw
$100.
for 90 yards in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
Hey man, he couldn't see anything out there.
Yeah, I mean,
They were wearing
neither
white.
can we.
They were wearing white, man. What a game, though. Everyone thought Jared Stidham was going to come out and win that.
He almost did, dude.
I know. Too bad he wasn't. Too bad he wasn't prepared for the snow. And it's kind of hard to throw in the snow when the opposing team is wearing white jerseys and they can just show up out of nowhere. that's like the most terrifying thing ever. All right, and other news regarding the Patriots, still breaking today. Former Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs has been found not guilty of his charges of assault and battery and strangulation on his former chef. So this has been an ongoing issue with Diggs for quite a while now. I think this is part of the reason why the New England Patriots have waited on signing an extension with him. I believe they wanted to see what was available near their picks in the draft and see if they could hit on any receivers maybe later in rounds 2 or 3. And obviously they didn't pick up anyone, so I think that now that he's cleared his legal case, I think we're going to see in the next couple of days a new contract going out to Stephon to bring him back to the New England Patriots. Then again, we are weeks away from June 1st to see the A.J. Brown news. I think it would be very big for Drake May to have both of those guys in the building. I mean, that's that sounds like the worst locker room of all time, but I think that would just be huge to have both talented receivers on either side of a young Drake May who has already been to the Super Bowl.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, is there anything else we want to talk about here on news? Ashton, you got a couple things?
I think that's it. I mean, Fernando Mendoza declined his invite to the White House because he didn't want to miss Patrick Mahomes is set to what's it called? We were talking about it the other day, Cam. Participate.
Oh yeah, he's
return to OTAs later this month. Which he's going to be limited, but still, that's insane recovery time.
Absolutely incredible. That just goes further to show that the Chiefs probably did some sort of deal with the devil. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me, dude. That was not even half of a year ago. That was what, 5 months ago when he had that. It was December or end of November when he had that. It was definitely
it was like one of the last 3 weeks of the season. It was week 16 or something.
I think that
so about 5-6 months ago.
I mean, that's just incredible. What a turnaround. You don't see that out of anything. I mean, there was the whole Rodgers Achilles tear, and he was ready to go so fast at such an old age. There was what did J.K. Dobbins go to the same doctor or whatever when he had his Achilles tear the same season, and he came. They were talking about him being ready to play by the end of the year. It's just crazy how. I guess that just goes to show how much. Yes, December. How much the
now he touches
medical
kids.
improvements. All right. Allegedly.
I mean, I actually want to talk about so on NFL draft, league neighbors came out and said Carnell Tate's not a number 1 receiver, and that sparked a whole debate. Would Malik Neighbors be the number 1 receiver on Ohio State next to Jeremiah Smith? And it had me thinking, man, I really don't know. Because Malik Neighbors, was he wasn't even the number 1 receiver taken in his own draft, but I mean, he's definitely what we know now is he's definitely a better player than Marvin Harrison Jr. But to say Jeremiah Smith, I don't want to glaze, but he might be the best college football player I've ever seen in my lifetime. So I really don't know how to answer this, but Malik Neighbors is also pretty damn good himself. So do y'all have any takes on this?
I mean, you see the LSU shirt that I have on. Kind of biased towards Malik Neighbors there. But yeah, I mean, Jeremiah Smith is just a freak of nature. I don't know. You could also argue that Malik Neighbors got buffed a little bit because Jaden Daniels was on that team, Heisman winning quarterback. And
yeah, I think it's probably if Malik Neighbors was, if he was in his junior year and JJ was in his year 1 or year 2, he probably alphas him on that offense just because he's more experienced. But I think if you drop him in at the same age, like just the talent gap, like I don't think any receiver ever is gonna be Jeremiah Smith, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, honestly, I can agree with you there. Just because Jeremiah Smith makes his quarterback better, and it wasn't really clear if Malik Neighbors made Jaden Daniels
Julian
better or
Sane is
vice versa.
I don't like Julian Sane, but that's just me.
There's a little,
I don't like him either.
There's definitely a little personal hatred in there. I felt that, Jake.
I just don't think he's good at football. But, that's just me. But like he's good, but like
You know what, keep the Julian Sane hate going because I just watched this massive jumps in our likes on TikTok. We just jumped up to 624 likes after you said that.
I don't.
Like,
I mean, like,
Sane,
700 likes.
Like, yeah, he's an accurate QB. Like, he can make the throws, but
Great
he leaves
question,
so
Rob.
much on the table. Like, and then also he just kind of looks like he eats at like, what is it, Weenie Hutz Jr. Isn't that it?
Weenie Hut Jr. from SpongeBob. Jake,
Yeah.
we got a question for the chat for you.
Darian Mensa, Arch Manning, like they eat at, what is it, the Salty Spittoon? Like,
the salty spittoon. Yeah.
He's a Weenie Hutz Jr. regular, bro. Like that's just I don't know how to describe it. Like he doesn't really strike any fear into me. Like I mean it's really easy to do what you do when you have like one receiver that goes number 4 in the draft and he's not even your number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
Like the other guy is gonna go top 3, and then you have a freshman running back who's also gonna be a first rounder, and then you got an amazing O line too. It's like dude, you could throw me back there, and we might actually score a couple touchdowns a game.
I've made that argument several times too. I think he gets buffed a lot by his supporting cast rather than him going out. I think he's more of a game manager rather than a playmaker.
Got a question from the chat. Rod asks, what about the Jewish QB from BYU? That would be Jake Retzlaff, who made history to be the first ever Jewish starting quarterback at BYU.
Yeah, man, I got nothing bad to say about this guy.
I'm not gonna touch this one.
Yeah, no, let's just move on to the next one.
I'm not gonna touch this one at all.
Way to
Yeah,
run
thanks,
through
Rod.
Rod
Thanks,
said,
Rod.
He said, of course. Rod says, of course. Yeah, I think it's probably safest for the longevity of this show to we'll just safely move on.
We'll ask Turbo next week, okay?
Yeah, we'll ask Turbo. Turbo's. I thought the whole slogan for this is uncensored, unfiltered, and whatever the other word was, unsomething, uncircumcised. I don't know. Moving on. I guess that's about it with news today, unless anyone else has something else they'd like to bring up real quick before we move on into trivia.
Oh man, let's do it.
All right, let's get it.
Let's do it.
Hunter, get to
I'm gonna share my
work.
screen real quick. All right. Let's do this, guys. All right, episode 4, the Blitz and Bricks trivia.
What's up, Milton?
All right. Ashton, I'm going to go ahead and give you this first question.
All right.
Which NFL team holds the longest active losing streak in the playoffs?
I want to say the Dolphins, just because they've had a long playoff drought. I feel like they haven't really done anything since the 80s, late 80s.
It's not the Dolphins.
90s.
They are second, though. Like, it's been a long time since they've won a playoff game. They have the longest drought since winning a playoff game, but losing streak, it's not them.
When's the last time this team made the playoffs?
They made the playoffs last year.
Last year.
I feel like this is really easy. Like I have a team in my
Oh,
mind.
it's just yeah. It's the Steelers. You know the joke,
Yeah.
the 9-8 first round bounce. 9-8, 10-7. Or I guess it's 10-7.
8-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've lost 7 straight playoff games in a row. Their last win was in 2016 in the AFC divisional round. Ever since that win, it's just been nothing but failure. To me, I think their most embarrassing loss during this whole 7-game losing streak is their loss to the Browns, where they just got dismantled.
Remember when they went 11-0 in 2020 and then lost their first
The
game of the season?
Commanders.
Three win Commanders. 3-win Commanders.
Yeah. That was
that
the year
was
where they lost to the
football team.
Browns.
Yeah, that was the worst. That was the worst ever undefeated team I think we've ever seen in football.
Yeah, they were 11-0, and everybody knew they weren't that good. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, they had cool
All right.
kickoff chances.
I mean, allegedly. All right, Jake, you're up next on this one.
Rod
What is the
says, "Remember
largest
when I
margin of
drafted
victory
Najee
in an
Harris
NBA
third round?"
playoff game?
I mean, Atlanta just got some generational belts from the Knicks. What was that, like 51 points? I'll start there.
It was 51 points. I will say this: that doesn't even rank in the top 5.
God damn. Not even in the top 5.
Yeah.
So we're pulling out the real lash marks here. All right, let me think. I don't know. Has any team ever lost by 60 in a playoff game?
No.
What about? Is it lower? Oh, so it'd be lower than that. Go 58.
Yeah, you got it. It's 58 points. It's happened twice in NBA history. Back in 2009, the Nuggets beat the New Orleans Hornets 121-63. The most embarrassing part about that is that was a home game for the Hornets. And then back in 1956, the Minneapolis Lakers, when they were still in Minnesota, beat the St. Louis Hawks when they were still in St. Louis 133-75. So the Hawks kind of just have this like thing where they always lose by like large numbers in the playoff and are just relatively mid as a whole. But yeah, it's crazy to think that their loss against the Knicks doesn't even rank in the top 5. That's kind of crazy. But 58 points is generational belt.
Yeah, dude, that's nuts.
Jeez.
All right, Cam, I got you next for this one.
Word.
Which NFL quarterback has the most games with 300 plus passing yards all time?
I think here you got to think about the QBs that played the most games all time. Lacey says easy answer. It's Caleb Williams. Nice. I'd have to. It's either Brady or it's Breeze. They both played well into their 40s. What was Breeze was like 41 when he retired.
You got to think about Deshaun Watson too.
I don't want to think about Deshaun Watson anymore today. I think we thought about him enough. Brady played till 45. That's a lot of opportunities. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go with Breeze here just because he's him. Brady is Brady, but this just feels like a Drew Brees thing.
Final answer?
Tom Brady.
It's Breeze.
Drew Brees. Fuck. Drew Brees.
Yeah, Drew Brees threw. I will say this: Tom Brady was second, but Drew Brees threw 123 games with at least 300 yards. I did the math on a 16-game schedule, which is the era he played. That's more than 7.5 NFL seasons worth, which is really insane to think about. And across this entire period, like on these 123 games, he threw for 43,967 yards, which is an average of around 357 yards, .46 per game, which is crazy to think about. I mean, this dude is just, I mean, it's kind of crazy that this guy never won an MVP. I still think that's a huge travesty for the sport. But let's go ahead and move on to the next question. Ashton, moving on to basketball. Which NBA player holds the record for the highest three-point percentage in a season with a minimum of 82 three-pointers made?
Man, this seems like a white boy record, honestly. One of those questions that trips you up a little bit because really want to say Kyle Korver. Like that's where I want to go with this. I think I'm going to go Kyle Korver.
It's not Kyle Korver. On some lists, you will see him on number 1 for three-point percentage, but with these metrics, it's not him because they're basing his off of like 100 shot attempts, but this is off of 82 three-pointers made. Essentially 1 3-pointer per game.
Okay. Can I get a hint?
He's a coach in the NBA.
Oh, Steve Kerr.
Yep.
I was about to say,
Steve
Coach is the best three-point shooter in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shot 52.4% in 1994 and 1995. A little bit of a typo there myself. That's my bad. He hit 89 out of 170 of his shots, and he averaged 8.2 points per game on 22.4 minutes.
Nice.
All right, Jake. Per usual, you get the hardest one. Can you name all running backs since 2020 to be drafted in the first round?
Oh my god, bro.
All right, man. So we'll go with the most recent draft. Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, they'll be in there.
Same back.
Last year, Genty and Hampton both went in the first round. The year before that was what, 2024? Jonathan Brooks did not go in the first round. There's no running backs then. Bijan and Gibbs, obviously.
Jonathan Brooks wasn't even the first
I
round.
don't think Brees Hall was a first rounder. I don't think Ken Walker was either. ETN was. Najee Harris was. I'm just missing. How many am I missing?
You're missing one more.
One more. So this would have been like what, 2020? Oh, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
TH.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Najee Harris. I'm not going to read through all of them, but yeah, you guessed them all. I don't even know if I would have known all this off the top of my head.
Hey, 2023. That's kind of crazy that both those guys were in the same draft.
Yeah, the Lions weren't.
two
The Lions
generational
weren't
running
kidding.
backs.
The Lions weren't kidding when they said they were comfortable taking Gibbs at 6. They just traded back because they knew they could.
Yeah, it is crazy to think about. All right, Cam, you get the last question. How many finals have the Lakers lost to the Celtics?
Bro, I hate this fucking question. Out of their 12 matchups, the fucking Lakers have only beat the Celtics 3 times. That leaves 9 losses to the fucking Celtics. The only good thing about the Celtics ever was Larry Bird. I hate this team. I hate the color green. I hate looking at them. I hate Jason Tatum. I'm so glad that they got bounced. You've never seen a happier Cam. Actually, I was very unhappy. I was very drunk and I watched my bet miss by like 1 shot. Doesn't matter. I was
You think
happy they
Jason
got
Tatum
bounced so
texted
hard.
Kobe before he sat out Game 7?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm sure
You think Vanessa answered or no?
I'm sure Vanessa's already blocked his number, bro, from the amount of unanswered texts. Jesus, this question just pissed me off, bro. Fuck. Oh, and I hate that the Celtics have
60% of their finals losses? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was about to step in and talk about
Goodness.
some of the stats, but Cam was still going off. But
Yeah,
yeah, like
sorry,
you said,
I was angry. I got angry for
yeah,
a
you're
second.
good. Yeah, like he said, they've played each other 12 times. They've lost 9 times. So they've only beat the Celtics 3 times,
God, I
which
hate
is
the
kind of crazy
Celtics.
to think about with how often they played each other. 7 of those finals losses did come between 1959 to 1969, which is the Bill Russell era, which kind of makes sense. That was when the Celtics were like genuinely the most unstoppable force.
And that shit doesn't count, bro. I'm not even.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Yeah, I mean,
We're talking about fossil fuels here. I don't give a damn about Bill Russell. Rest in peace.
that's a debate for another day. We're just looking at the facts here. But yeah, what is true though is that the Celtics account for 60% of the Lakers' final losses, where out of like their 15 finals losses, the Celtics account for 9 of them, which is really crazy to think about. But yeah, that's all the trivia that we've got for today.
I don't
Good
wanna
job,
think
guys.
about- Why is my chat not
Good
working?
job,
right
Hunter.
now? Great job, everyone.
Oh,
Why
thank you,
is-
man.
My chat's not working. I'm not able to see it updating. I think the TikTok app is showing me though. Rajon Rondo was a cool Celtic. I'll give him that. Leading for the, I think the
Talking
was
about
it
Chris
the
Paul.
was the Pelicans. Is it the Pelicans job that Rajon Rondo's the lead for the? I don't remember what I saw.
Dallas Mavericks legend Rajon Rondo. No.
Yeah, right. I can't find that. I was looking for something that I saw the other day. I'm never gonna find this if I keep scrolling, bro. Sorry, I just saw something that made me laugh. The Jaylen Brown calling out Joel Embiid for flopping. Anybody else see that? The clip that came from his live. I'd pull it
Yeah,
up right
switch.
now, but that'll.
Dude, did you see LeBron whenever Sengun said a weak ass call to him on the free throw line?
Anybody on y'all team can give a damn, man, but not you. It can't come from you, bro.
I fucking hate Shingu,
We just gotta adapt to Flight Reacts and just start calling Shengun shampoo because that shit is funny, bro.
Shingu shampoo. God, I can't get over it, dude. Someone commented on a on a post saying that he runs like he has boobs, and now every time I watch the Rockets play, that's all I can see, bro. He just jogs so weird. All
The
right.
good thing is you're not going to have to watch the Rockets play until next year.
Yeah, that's true. And hopefully we won't have to watch KD suit up in a Houston uniform ever again. Well, I guess is that for trivia. So are we rolling into our new segment, rapid fire debate? What do we have next on the docket, Hunter?
Do it.
Yep. All right, so we're going to get into rapid fire debate. So I'm going to give each of you guys a topic, and I want you guys to just like talk about it, just your initial opinion on it. You got about 30 seconds. If I think you're making a lot of good points, I'm going to make this sound. That's your sign that you can keep going because I want to hear you talk. But if you overstay your welcome, I'm going to say this. That's your sign to shut up. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it.
Unplugged.
Okay, Cam. I'm going to go ahead and give you the first one. Let me go ahead and set my timer up real quick. All right. What do you think the timeline for Luka's return is? And depending on how the series goes, should he?
For me?
Yes.
What do I think the timeline for Luka's return is? I really feel like it's possible we see him return in this series against OKC, but I don't think it's the best idea. I think if the Lakers are in it, if this is a close series throughout, then absolutely I would like to see Luka come back. I'd like to see the Lakers make a run. I think it would be cool for LeBron to get another ring at the age of 41. I think that would be awesome. I think it would be also even cooler if LeBron was able to achieve getting a ring without Luka coming back. I think that would... Obviously, everyone says the GOAT debate's completely over. I think that would, help his debate in the GOAT debate if he does this without the backup of Luka Doncic. You can't say he has a super team when it's him, Marcus Smart, and Bronny out there. I guess AR came back, and that's a huge upgrade. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to see Luka back. I would not want.
I agree with what you were saying, but it was going on for about a minute. All right,
Yeah,
we got to keep it short. Rapid fire.
Yeah.
Time to move on. All right, Jake. I'm gonna go ahead and give you this next one. Another basketball-related question: Would LeBron, Wemby, or Shea benefit the most from a ring this year?
Yeah, I mean, if Wemby wins a ring this year, he probably, they get jump-started into the all-time GOAT debate. LeBron wins a ring this year. Like, a lot of people already think he is the GOAT, so it's just like whether or not you think he actually would be or not. But I think if Shea wins a ring this year, assuming he also wins the MVP this year, that'll be 2 MVPs, 2 championships in back-to-back years. I think it'd be really hard to argue that he's not a top 10 player of all time, or at least, like, right there in the discussion and already one of the best point guards of all time. I'm going to go with Shea because... Cool.
I love that. That's good. That's really
Sorry,
good.
man. I had to.
That's really good, bro.
You were making good points. You were making good points, but the comedy was just there. All right, Ashton. I'm going to go ahead and give you this next one. Is it fair to judge an athlete based off their playoff success instead of their talent?
I mean, at the end of the day, the NFL and NBA, they're both team sports, and the ultimate goal is to get to the Super Bowl. So I think you can make a case for both points here. But at the end of the day, I just feel like it has to be playoff success, and it really hurts to say as a Cowboys fan and a Dak Prescott believer, just because he's, you can make excuses all day. The defense hasn't been there, but as far as talent goes, Dak Prescott is a phenomenal quarterback. However, the playoff success just hasn't been there. And, yeah, I mean, you can look at Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, not a lot of playoff success too. People still believe in them. Um, I'd say at the end of the day, you probably have to go off playoff success just for judging players. I know most of the time it's a Hall of Fame requirement to at least have a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, good. I didn't even have to use the get out for that one. Good talk, Ashton. All right, Cam, let me find another question for you. I want to go back to you for this next one. Yeah, we were making fun of the Rockets earlier, so I think it's fitting that you get this next one. But yeah, after their playoff loss to the Lakers, where do you think the Rockets can go from here?
Like I said a minute ago, I think first step, move on from KD. Didn't work out. You didn't get to see him when you needed him most in the postseason. I think also what I said earlier, I don't really like Alperen Sengun. I'm not a big Alpi fan at all. Try to find a way where you can package him in a trade to go get Giannis now. You make that happen, you extend Amen, and you're looking at a significantly better run next year in the postseason. Those are just my
Good points.
thoughts on Houston.
All right, Jake. I do feel a little bad for cutting you off on your mid speech, so I'm gonna let you go on for this one. But yeah, I do think you're gonna make a lot of good points on this one. What are your thoughts on Kirby Smart calling the Big Ten a more competitive conference than the SEC?
I mean, you could argue that the Big Ten, like, they have the last 3 national championships. They've had the more recent playoff success. But as far as, like, how deep the conference is, I think the SEC is still a deeper conference. It's like on a week-to-week basis. I mean, you're playing guys that are in the trenches that are going to go first round on teams that are going to win, like, 4 or 5 games, not even qualify for a bowl. In the Big Ten, you're just playing a road game at Purdue or Northwestern. It's like, that's not really much of a challenge. Like, if you're in the SEC, every week you go play on the road at like Tennessee or Florida. And even though those teams maybe aren't national contenders, like those are still opportunities to slip up middle of the season and, set your team a little bit backwards. But I mean, I think the Big Ten over the years, like obviously NIL has really helped shape them into a really strong conference. Like you got to think Ohio State's obviously, they've only benefited from NIL and they were already a top program in the country. And now you have Michigan, who is a perennial top program. Penn State had a down year last year, but obviously, when they're at their best, they're the best, one of the best programs in the country. And then you got to include Indiana with the run they've been on. But I think the SEC is gonna bounce back this year in a big way. I think Texas, Georgia, Alabama could all be real contenders. I think LSU as well. They spent a lot of money on their roster this year, so I think it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out this year. But it's really hard to argue that the Big Ten recently hasn't had more success than the SEC. And even though when you look at the NFL draft picks, it may not say that, but in the win column, I think the Big Ten has definitely surpassed the SEC.
I mean, yeah, the Big Ten has won the past 3 national championships, and the Pac-12 has a more recent natty appearance than the SEC does, which is
Also,
a crazy stat to
the
think about.
top title contenders, odds makers next year, it's actually Ohio State and Notre Dame. So I don't think Vegas is buying that an SEC team will even be playing for the national championship this next year. But I think it's going to be the Longhorns, man. I really do.
All right. That one went a little bit over. But, I mean, yeah, no, that was very in-depth. Thank you, Jake. All right, Ashton, let's get back to you. This is a good one. If you could change one rule in the NFL, which rule would you change?
Honestly, I'm going to have to go with the defenseless player, specifically defenseless receiver. I just think that that's a BS rule at the end of the day, just because, Michael Irvin said it best. He was catching balls in the midst of pain, I guess, coming over the across the field, and you have people like Ronnie Lott there just coming to lay the boom. And I also don't really understand the defenseless receiver thing. I mean, the point is to knock the ball out of their hands, and if you can't get to the ball, you have to go through the player. I just think that's my take on it. I think football's gotten a little too soft. I understand the implications with CTE and concussions and all of that, but I mean, we're just missing out on a lot of laying the boom lately, and I kind of miss the compilations, the NFL biggest hits compilations. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, those biggest hits compilations were like peak when we were kids, you know?
Yeah, straight
Yeah.
CT speed running though, but you know.
Yeah.
Now all we have to
But
do
at the
is
end of the day,
now
it
all
was
we have to do
entertaining.
is now all we have to do is just watch the Saints game every Sunday when Chris Olave is healthy and playing. Anyone hits
Jeez.
him. Anyone hits him, it's gonna look
Derek
bad.
Carr throwing him hospital balls.
Not
Wow.
even hospital balls, bro. Deathbed balls. You have to kill him.
Rod has sent us 20 roses. 20 rose toys. Thank you, Rod. Thank you for the 20 rose toys.
Hey, happy Cinco de Mayo, Rod.
Yeah, happy
You
Cinco de
and-
Mayo, Rod. To you, Rod, Turbo, and all the others that celebrate out there. I will not be doing any celebrating today.
All right, come on. We got to get back to rapid fire, guys.
Yeah, let's do that. We do have, what are we doing, another round?
Yeah, we got one more round. One question for everybody. Cam, I'm going to go ahead and give you the next one. You're actually kind of passionate about this one, so I think this one could be a really good debate for you. Should the NBA punish teams for tanking?
Ooh, I actually am passionate about this one. I have notes on this because I wanted us to talk about this for the news segment. I'll pull that up real quick. Well, should the NBA punish teams for tanking? Yes, absolutely yes. What is the definition of tanking in regards to sports? Tanking is intentionally losing, which entirely violates the fundamental premise of professional sports. Teams are supposed to compete. You have fans paying for tickets, season ticket holders, local fans, people that are paying every dime and dollar out of their bank account just to go watch their favorite teams, their favorite players play. It is an absolute disrespect to those fans, your fan base, to go out there with those people putting up every dollar just to sit up at the top Raptors, to go out and watch your team lose and throw the game. I mean, it's terrible. It kills your fan base. It erodes long-term fan loyalty. It destroys market interest in cities, and it hurts every ounce of revenue base for the team. Honestly, for the entire league. It's not a good thing. And also, tanking for the lottery, it doesn't really even work as it was intended. The draft lottery was supposed to prevent tanking, but teams still use it by teams still manipulate their rosters to maximize their odds to get the best pick. I mean, it's how it happens. I mean, if you kind of think about it, in a way, it seemed like it was rigged with the Mavericks a couple years ago. You traded Luka, Kyrie goes down with an ACL tear at the end of the year. You got just about nothing in there. AD's already injured when he comes in. I don't think AD played. Did he play a single game at the end of that season when we traded for him? I don't think so.
I don't think Always Damage did.
I don't think Always Damage did at all.
He got hurt in his first ever game as a Maverick.
But yeah, regardless, the lottery system is going to be rigged by tanking. Bad teams don't always become good teams either. I mean, look at the Mavericks after that. You land the first overall pick with the Luka trade. You get Cooper Flagg. And, yeah, he won Offensive Rookie of the Year. He had a generational year. He's going to be a phenomenal talent. But where did the Mavs land? What did we win, 16 games this last year? It wasn't a very good season
I think it was 18.
18. It was probably
18, 16.
the most boring basketball to watch unless you're watching Coop drop 40 points for no reason.
And lose.
Yeah. 40
Yeah.
Points, literally 40 points for no reason because you're not winning a fucking game. I think it's stupid. I think tanking rewards failure. You should not be losing every game so that you can go get the best player and still be ass. That's my take on tanking. I really hate tanking. After a year of watching my favorite basketball team be ass, it's hard to be a fan of teams throwing.
That went on a little long, but I could hear your passion in it. So just for that,
There was a lot of passion.
there we go. All right, Jake. What's the next question for you? Yeah, so this just happened. It's about the March Madness tournament. How do you feel about the March Madness tournament being expanded?
It definitely feels like a money grab for sure, but I mean, it's not even about the fans. It's about the players. these players, if they can get showcased, say like some guy for I don't even know what university, like he showcases that he's a good player. Like you got to think, maybe a coach for Duke or a coach for Arizona is watching that game and being like, "Hey, I never seen this guy before until he was on TV." And he's like, "What? What did they expand it to? 76 teams? Say he was like on an 18 seed, right?" He'd be like, "Hey, let me throw some NIL money at this guy." So I think it's a good opportunity for players to get to showcase their talents and make money. But I don't think it's like necessary. Like none of these teams that are going to get added to the tournament are going to win. But it's really good for the players to get more exposure, maybe make the NBA or even climb up the ranks of college basketball through NIL. So
Yeah. I mean, I do think that like March Madness works better with the 64 team formula. I don't know how 76 is going to work. I think that's just too many teams, but I do think it gives more players opportunities. So, I mean, obviously we'll see how it goes, but I do think it was like a perfect formula. There was no need to change it. Like, it's definitely a money grab.
what
All
is
right,
it?
Ashton. I mean, yeah, that is true. Everything is a money grab at this point. Ashton, I'm going to go ahead and give you the last question. Another question about the NFL. Who in the NFL needs a breakout year the most?
I mean, it's gonna have to be the obvious answer of CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to win a Super Bowl whenever your weakest link is your quarterback, and that's what he's been this last season and previous seasons before that. I mean, they have a generational defense right now. That Houston Texans defense is amazing. I mean, they basically leave me speechless, and they just added on to that with Caden McDonald. So it's only going to get better from there. They added some pieces to the O line, so this is really a prove it year for CJ Stroud. If he can't get it done, I don't believe they'll be picking up another contract for him, and they're going to look elsewhere for a quarterback.
Didn't they decline his, or not decline, did they decline his 5th year option? I know they took
They accepted it, but they
okay.
aren't going to extend him until next off season.
They accepted his, and then they fully extended Will Anderson's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he got an extension.
Okay. That honestly makes a lot of sense. It's probably the best course of action for Houston. That's why the chat is that. That's not why.
I mean, yeah, I do think that Stroud is the very obvious answer there. As I was writing the questions, I like thought about that one for a second, and I'm like, it's very obviously going to be Stroud here. But I mean, very clearly, he's the guy who needs to break out the most. Because I mean, if the Texans don't take that next step forward, if he doesn't like take that next step forward as a quarterback, he still like struggles in the playoff like he did against like the Patriots last year. They're gonna feel like they have to move on from him because you can't hold that defense down.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a
They're very
generational
much
defense.
they're very much entering a win now situation, and it's only going to get more expensive as these guys get off rookie contracts and um, get new contracts, and you're just not going to be able to keep that team together. So,
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how he does next year. But I mean, he needs to do well. He needs to take that next step forward into being like a top 10 quarterback rather than like being like a top 16 quarterback.
yeah, top half.
Top half. All right. Well, great discussions, guys. I know I said that was intended to be like 30 seconds to a minute per discussion and went over on a few of them, but I mean, I could hear the passion in how you guys were talking about him, so I decided to let it go a little bit over, but I think that was worth it.
Well, I think for time-wise, I think we actually did great there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we got about 10 minutes left here. Let's go ahead and turn over to Stadium Pulse. Let's talk to the chat. Let's see what everyone wants to say right now. If you guys have any questions or... What's up, Hunter?
Oh, somebody's football fan in the chat points out that Davis Mills went undefeated as a starting quarterback when Stroud was hurt.
That is true. That is very true. Davis Mills came in and beat the Bills, actually, game 1 of that Stroud injury. I thought that was incredible.
I used to be a fan of these arguments, though, but
That was in Buffalo, too, was it not?
No, that was at Houston.
Oh, that was in Houston.
On a Thursday night.
I remember it being on a Thursday because I was at work watching it, but I just couldn't remember where it was. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of those arguments, though, just because it's like if that's really gonna be the case, then why won't the head coach actually sit down and be like, hey, like we might actually want to start long neck Davis Mills, bro. Like no one in their right mind actually is like,
Yeah.
is gonna take Davis Mills over Stroud. Like, yeah, Mills happened to win those games, but like I'm gonna just go out on record. I have no way to prove it, but Stroud would have won those games too. You know, like that's
It's a lot easier too whenever there's no pressure. I mean, you're a backup quarterback. You're going to get sat anyway whenever Stroud comes back, so
Yeah.
you don't have to win those games.
Well, I mean, you're also playing for a future opportunity to be a bridge somewhere. I mean, you never know. He spent his time.
They already are rich.
Bridge,
They're
bro.
backup
Yeah.
quarterbacks. They're getting paid millions to sit on the bench.
He did spend his time as the starting quarterback for Houston until they got Stroud. So there's probably already enough there. Rod says, "Would you rather be Draymond Green or Damian Lillard, or Draymond Green or James Harden or Carmelo Anthony?" I think he's asking James Harden and Carmelo Anthony is the same person.
So, Jarmelo Anthony. What are we talking about here?
Carmelo
Wait,
Anthony.
What's the question here?
Would you rather be Draymond Green, Damian Lillard, or J-Melo Anthony?
Bro, Draymond Green with Damian Lillard's shooting ability is
No, I think he's asking Draymond or Dame.
Yeah, would you rather be?
Either one of them.
Oh, dude, no, man, that's a good one. I mean, Dame's a better player, but Draymond, like,
I don't even know if he's asking us regarding
Draymond, like if Draymond's just like seems like a fun guy to be, you know. I don't know how to do it.
Why?
He's always
seems
blazing
like-
LeBron, dude.
He just seems like a character, bro. Like he,
What is it?
like, I don't know, like
wanna
if I
pull
was
up-
if I was like Draymond Green, like I'd just be like fucking like happy. I don't know, like Dame Lillard, like.
Did
You gotta wake up. He's got a little bit of Jimmy Butler to him. I feel like, cause he's always like, don't run from the grind and shit like that. It's like, dude, like, what have you won? Like, you always see the picture of Damian Lillard. It's like the one-time Rookie of the Year, and then it was like whatever year he won it. And they fast forward to 2026. His accolades just still say one-time Rookie of the Year. Like Draymond's better all time than Dame. I don't even care, dude. And he's cooler, and he's just a funny guy.
Real funny guy.
What was the other question?
I think it was adding on if you wanted to be James Harden or Carmelo Anthony. Those are other options.
Oh, James Harden. 100%.
I'm going Honeybun Harden.
I'm averaging
all the
40.
way.
I'm averaging 40. I go home and then I hit the club with Lil Baby, and that's my life. And I eat honey buns.
Honeybun Harden.
Putting my jersey in the rafters and everything.
See, because Melo, what did KG say about his wife? That he tastes like Skittles. Like Harden doesn't eat Skittles, bro. I'll tell you that much. No, it was Cheerios. That's what it was, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Let's see what else the chat has to say. Drew Brees didn't have a great playoff success, but he holds an insane amount of records.
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, he still won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's won more Super Bowls than I've ever seen the Cowboys be in before.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they
he's
were
been
like
in more NFC
they were
Conference
purposely
Championship
killing
games than we've seen the Cowboys be in.
It's our
At least in
year.
our lifetime.
It's our year.
Alright, now that you said it, you just jinxed us, man. Now we gotta wait until 2 years from now.
Yeah, 30 years, 30 more years. What's 30 more years? Oh man, wow. It's so rough being a Cowboys fan, isn't it? The fact that I'm 75 years old and I've never seen them in the Super Bowl. Wow.
Everybody in the chat is probably just pointing and laughing at us right now.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to read and see.
Love to see
It
him
could
laugh.
be worse.
Fucking happy as can be. Shit.
Shit, if you play till you're 41, you better win a Super Bowl. Well, you won a Super Bowl in 2009, so that was still early on. What did Breeze was drafted in 03 or what year was it?
Or they drafted Breeze and LT in the same draft the Chargers did, and they.
That's
fucked up.
fucking. That's such a crazy. Wow, I didn't even think about that.
I don't think people realize just how impressive Drew Brees' career actually is. What was his injury when he was a Charger? A torn rotator cuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, there was, like, serious debate about if he was ever going to play football again.
Oh,
Like, Nick Saban wanted to sign him to the Dolphins. He did not pass his physical. The doctor was like, do not sign this guy. he is not going to do anything for us. He is not healthy to play football. And then he went to the Saints, and then he broke all these records.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care about, like, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, like, we kind of had that debate about, like, judging people off of, like, playoff success over, like, talent. That was, like, something we pointed out earlier. Drew Brees had all the talent in the world after, like, all that adversity he faced, and he still won a Super Bowl. Sure, I mean, I do feel like Drew Brees should have been in the Super Bowl twice, like especially with that no call against the Rams. I mean, that's
Yeah.
objectively like everybody's always going to talk about that being the worst sorry, excuse me, the worst no call in the history of sports. But yeah, I mean, like it's still crazy to me he never won an MVP because I feel like if you look at like his numbers and like what he was doing, he absolutely deserved it a few years. And then just the fact that his defense wasn't really that great except for like when they were literally paying their players to go out there and kill their
Oh
opponents.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Like I mean, they levied the Saints pretty hard for that. But I mean I'll defend Drew Brees forever. I mean, and granted like I mean, it's not like anybody's out here hating Drew Brees because Drew
No.
Brees is regarded as like one
Fuck
of the
Drew
greatest
Brees.
quarterbacks. Hey, bro,
Absolutely.
fuck you. But yeah, no, I mean that's just my Drew Brees tangent. I gotta speak my truth.
I saw something earlier. I think I sent it to you guys while we were in the countdown before the show started, saying that Brady is not the GOAT because no other sport in no other. Hold on, this actually is a valid argument. I don't agree with it because Tom Brady is Tom Brady, dude.
Is it Jerry Rice? Are you going to talk about
Brady.
Jerry Rice?
No. Actually, I don't remember. I don't think I watched the whole video to see who he said would be the GOAT. But his argument was that in no other sport is the GOAT debate defined by how many championships they've won. I mean, sure, that's come into play a lot between MJ and LeBron. That's been a significant factor. But if you look at it in their regular season play, Tom Brady, he was never in that entire career the biggest MVP guy. He was getting outshined by multiple other quarterbacks. What did Tom Brady? How many MVPs did he have throughout his career? Regular season MVPs?
3.
I was gonna say I believe it's 3.
Yeah,
Rodgers
yeah,
Rodgers I think has 4, and
think
Rodgers
Peyton
is
has
still in the league. Yeah, Peyton should have the most. I think Peyton at a QB is well. I mean, sure, we'll see that change over time. I mean,
Gotta be
not how
honest,
much.
man. Like if you're talking about talent, right? If you're talking about just pure talent, like that's not based on playoff success. But if you're just talking about like greatness scale, like where they rank in like the GOAT debate, then you gotta factor in like playoff winning and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Because
playoff success.
like if I'm just taking the best quarterback I've ever seen just for one game, like just based off pure talent, now don't roll y'all's eyes at me, but like I'm taking Lamar Jackson. You know, like he's
So
that,
just
that's
based off of athleticism alone, that's it.
well, I mean that, but like also like he has the ability to hit and throw on the field. He has, I mean he has like debatably like one of the top 5 strongest arms in the league. Like that's not even a hot take. Like he can layer the football anywhere on the
I
field.
will
And then
agree.
obviously
We've
with
seen a
his legs,
significant.
he's
We've
such
seen
a
a.
high floor.
There has been a significant increase in Lamar's passing success rate
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
over
but it was
the
like it
last
was
2
never bad
years.
to begin with, though. That's the thing. Like
It
even
wasn't great before, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was bad, but it definitely wasn't great. It wasn't GOAT debate good before. I mean, what his first couple of years in the league, he was so popular because of his legs. I mean, I only ever wanted to touch him in fantasy because I knew he was going to run for 80 yards a game.
That's part of the reason he fell to 32.
Yep. But I mean,
It is
we'll
great
see.
to see how he developed though, because I think it was his
I
rookie
agree.
year. I think it might have been his 4th or 5th start, and I think he was playing the Chargers, and it showed a stat in his rookie year where it showed he had 196 passing yards. It was his 4th start, and it said, uh, like new career record, and I was like, "There's no way, man. He's already made multiple starts. How do you not have at least 200?" And like I remember thinking his rookie year, I'm like, okay, I mean, yeah, he's a solid like mobile quarterback, but I mean, how's he going to develop? And then he ended up being much better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it is great to see how he developed. But I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, he definitely stepped up in the passing game.
yeah, that's my goat.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see this year around with Baltimore what a new coaching staff does for Lamar. Um, I mean, I'm not saying by any means that he's not a good quarterback. I'm just saying that he's definitely not. He's not the goat to
Like
me.
I'm just
Best
going
of
off
all time.
talent. Like I'm talking like talent, like on all scales, like the actual ability to play quarterback, and then like what you can provide to an offense. Like he makes his offense
Yeah,
like
utility.
his legs alone make an offense like above average. Just what they
Yeah.
can do on the ground. But like what he
Because you
does
have to
with
And that
defend
makes
11,
that
or
makes that
not
makes
11,
every
but
yeah, that makes
everyone
every
says Travis
defense.
Hunter is like the Shohei Otani, which is bullshit, by the way. But it's actually
yeah.
Lamar Jackson. That's what it is, and people don't want to acknowledge it.
Lamar Snackson.
Anytime you have to cover, there's 11v11 instead of a 10v11, it's a huge disadvantage for the defense.
Yeah. And every time you play against Lamar, you have to factor in his legs.
Oh, Julian
Um,
Sand sucks, bro, because he's like
Yeah.
he makes it 12v11 for Ohio State because he's that dumb, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but that's just my
Pretty sure we have a significant number of Ohio State fans that watch this show, so that'll be really funny to hear all their comments after. Well, does anybody else have anything they want to add? I'm not seeing any more comments flowing through anymore. It seems like we're starting to slow down on the comment side now. About it for Stadium Pulse. Well, fellas, that's all I have. Unless anyone else has any other stories they want to briefly go over before we wrap it up tonight. Yeah, nothing from the gallery. Got it. All right.
Think we wrap it up. Yep.
Yeah. Well, fellas, just remember always like, comment, subscribe, follow. That should be about everything.
All that good stuff.
Share.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for
thank
tuning
y'all
in.
for being here. We
Always.
really appreciate it. We'll be back next Tuesday. Stay tuned to the social medias. We'll be posting clips from the episodes in case you missed anything. New episodes will be posted every Tuesday about an hour after the live ends. So if you need to rewatch, it'll be up on YouTube. All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Cool.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco.